So of course, following the totally great and successful trend of converting fantastic animated films to terrible live-action remakes, DreamWorks has decided to remake How to Train Your Dragon into live action. I'm not going to sit here and pretend as if everyone's been dying to know my take on this. A few have asked. I am doing it, and only this once, because after this video, I'm not giving it the time of day. When you despise something this much, it's a waste of your energy. And I will say, if you're looking for a positive video, this might not be it. I'm gonna try and temper myself a bit, but just fair warning, you might want to click away. But anyway, let's get this over with. My thoughts on all this can be summed up in 4 statements, but I'm only going to be really addressing 3 in this video. And what are those 3 statements? That a live-action remake is an insult to the original animators, live action negates all the magic of the films, and surprisingly not saying that it's a money grab, but rather lack of creativity and pure laziness. Alright, let's dive into those. It's an insult to the original animators. These films were lions for their respective times. Obviously, the first one has a few iffy moments with the animation of the people, but still, the details, the dragons, the landscapes, it was all gorgeous. And this was what, 2010, 2011? And the subsequent 2 films built upon the first in heaps with its animation. I mean, Hidden World, the sand, for crying out loud? It had no right to be that realistic. I live near the beach. That was real sand. And yet these fantastical dragons didn't stand out as out of place. They fit. How did they do that? So making a live action version of this, knowing that they're gonna have to use CGI to animate the dragons? Yeah, that's a massive slap in the face. I don't care if they are even using some of the same people to do CGI that did the animation. It just feels like having the rug pulled out from them, as if to say that their work means nothing. Live action negates the magic of the original trilogy. The fact that it was animated is most of what made these films so magical. The music of John Powell and Yonsei being the other massive contributor. Similar to my last point, I don't care if it's the same director and even a couple of the actors are returning to be the live action version of their characters that they originally voice acted. It's just not right. It's not the same. You might argue, well, no duh, it'll be different, but you can enjoy it in a new way. No, you can't. It's still an insult. You cannot recreate that level of magic and beauty in live action. And finally, it's laziness instead of genuine creativity. I don't think I need to add anything else to this point. It's pretty self-explanatory. Way to follow in Disney's terrible footsteps, DreamWorks, because that's totally working out for them. Like I said, I did have a 4th point that I just couldn't quite figure out how to write it well, but I went ahead and wrote it and recorded it anyway. And yeah, it's gonna be behind a paywall. I know my patrons and we get along great, and I know they'll understand what it is I'm trying to say. They'll probably agree, most of them. So if you really are dying to see it, which I doubt, but if you are, you can always go to patreon.com/TheGeekApprentice. It'll be Dragon Rider tier or higher, but I can't imagine that many people will be interested in it. I'm just letting you know it is there if you want to find it. But here's the good news in all of this. I don't have to see it. No one's gonna force me to go watch it. I hate that they're making it for all the aforementioned reasons, but I'll just stay at home and have myself a marathon with the real How to Train Your Dragon films. Us fans will take any excuse to watch those. So yeah, this was my one and only video on the topic, but I guess if anyone else asks about it, I can just send them over this way. And if for some reason this made you mad, in the words of Gen Zers, go touch grass. But truthfully, I do hope it turns out well and people enjoy it. I doubt it. I certainly wouldn't enjoy it. That could be the stubbornness speaking, and you know what? I'm allowed to be stubborn about it. It's just a film. Aren't we all stubborn about some things? Anyway, if you for some reason enjoyed this video, my little rant, then maybe give it a thumbs up and consider joining the Geekdom by subscribing. Most of my videos are not like this. They're actually incredibly positive, so maybe check them out. I also live stream 2 days a week, typically Friday and Sunday. Sunday being a community stream where you can game with me. Typically Mario Kart or Jackbox Party, which Jackbox Party, you just need your phone to join, so anyone can play. Shout out and thank you to all of my patrons, especially my champions in the Highly Knight tier. Joking Batman, Geek Mom, Lorulian Sheep, and McToppler. But anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for watching.